and I can't even sleep because I can't get a response from any of these schools for years now. It's related to child abusers, and because they have interbranch connections to my neighborhood and to groups that were moved in to my area, adults now, people that I never had anything to do with, and the exceptions I could demonstrate each time was connected to this. I only know them through their confessions, demonstrations from relationships to what they found one of the upskirt natures with the principal of the school. They're still further detectives, and they're still tied to an intercity because they were tied. My neighbors over here, where I didn't know at the time they were associated. Where I was living in 3-4 different places, but they were associated with covering live progressions from what they had got entertained to when they were in grammar school. You know, so they still have these problems and with court people and with Trinity College and CCSU. And it's also with they confessed they're part of the middle school. It's also recorded tied to the middle school houses next to it, and with a Phil Clo tied further to the upskirt natures. I never had a conversation with him. There was 2 times it might have looked like it, may look like it in the past, but never. I only know him through my, I know he's my neighbor's cousin. I only know him after, and him saying that he was, years later, he confessed to being a part, in other words, not verbally, but he demonstrated he was a part with the house that they said it was part of the, I filmed part of a, KKK drug dealers with the kids when I was in high school. I never was allowed to tell on that because of because of what they did. They had a racket with the people placed in my classes, tied to people who weren't in my classes, pretending they are now today because of the drugs and all that, and related to their roles with all kinds of things, upskirt natures with the kids. There's a house over here with a child predator, a convicted sex offender attached to the interbranch cliques, and there's further sex offenders with connections between them, unrealized. You know, there's a Dean Alford who said that he has roles with this with a Joshua Stryker. I never had a conversation with Joshua Stryker in my life. I only know Dean Alfred through his confessions and through those of other students. And so then no one gives a response because they're covering live progressions for some court corruption. It's also with the houses next to the state judicial building in Wethersfield, Hartford line, and with the state judicial branch with this clique tied to my neighbors. Not in other words. So there's the sex offender house with the 2 brothers and the mother. They used to work for the police department, still associated with the town offices and with the fire department with them and stuff like that. And with some other some other guy, I don't know the name. They won't give me the name. He's involved with hurting the kids with doctors too. One of their patients died in the house over here. I never hung around with them. They used my friend. There was a person in my grade with them, but I don't know if they even went to my school. See, this was between between private schools and regular schools too. They have a connected problem. They have a live progression cover up method and making it of the nature. So there's a Dean Alford with Trinity College who won't respond. I can't get these colleges to hide. Either college is tied to the grammar school too. Wethersfield police officer recorded hiding the upskirt natures with lies and delusions in his head, slandering me. Doesn't know me. You know, these people pretend to know me now because they got involved too long with live progressions. So there's a Dean Alford at Trinity College, and there was students that confessed and asked for help at CCSU at the same time, and at Trinity College at the same time. There was recorded connections between the upskirt natures with Wesleyan College at the same time, and confessions with the Central Police tied to the same. They have other police forms in their family, in a family of a Gill family connected. I was living next to there too, next to Central when I was going to Trinity College. So, but this is connected now still, because they're line progressions. I don't even know what this Dean Alford said, but they also have another dean that switched identities. Dean Alford's also recorded switching identities, playing all the identities, playing all these games, because they attach me to fake conversations behind my back. They get me in their presence with some halfway confessions and demonstrations, and then they won't finish up the conversation because they can't, because then they're going to put themselves in jail. You know, and they're getting away with it because they have court police confessed involved with it. Intercity, they have people sharing names involved with it, and that's tied to evidences rackets, like Alicia, and with confessions tied to Lena's Pizza. I never had. They're pretending to know me too. They're pretending to be someone else to get us to their presence. Then they call it. They pretend to know me. You know, I don't know those people. Those are people tied to the drug clerks in my town too that I never had anything to do with. They're online pretending they were in my classes with the ones that were in my classes I never had anything to do with. Weirdo, you know, hurt people. These are little child predator cliques tied to the town offices in the courts through time. And then they want to bring other people down below them, or even toward them. They can't. Then they want to know me. They don't know me. So I want to know. And this is embarrassing too, because then, you know, no one wants to talk about child predators. And then with a Dean Alford, he had to lie to someone I had barely known. I just met. That's what they do. They go. They follow me around and they haunt whoever, because they don't want, you know, that in the background. Whenever I went to school, they're telling lies in the background about me, and trying to play little smile games, you know, because that's what happens when you have child predators. We have the governor recorded involved with this. We have the state people recorded involved with it. There's even confessions that they read a letter of a student who was complaining about East Hartford High School, Michael, that's related to names that they have involved with all kind of child abusers in my area. And with like a Klotz family, a Marine family down the street tied to them, with like some Kathy Tansey, his wife. You used to go to the grammar school too. She like rubs backs now and stuff. Like really disgusting people. If you see them, they're nasty people. You know what I mean? Just disgusting trash. And I would never say those things, but they brought it up. You know what I mean? They can't leave me alone. And then what they do, and then they know you have to use your name when they do that, because now they're blocking me from making a complaint, and they're tied to this Joshua Stryker I never had a conversation with the Dean Alford. So they're spreading rumors about me in the background through time, and now actively. And then this is between states too. There's an Alicia confessed with New York, and I never met her on the campus. It was off campus. I met her when and she was sharing a drug dealer in the Britain next to CCSU. So there's a problem. They keep blocking my Facebook page too because they don't want to talk about it. They keep spreading rumors about me with the people tied to my neighbors, with the you know, and people recorded tied to roles with further child crimes with sex offenders, like a Joshua Julian with the High Crest Facebook page, and before they caught the sex offender. And I never had a conversation with this kid in my life. This is a guy, posting on a grammar school website threats and slanders of me to not letting me report a sex offender before they caught one of them only. The principal, with upskirt natures with the kids. This is connected to the Dean Alfred and to the Dean Judd. There's someone who said Judd's Kin was the name of it on like Google, which is probably the family of Judd also confessed and recorded involved with his roles where he was pretending to be an officer, also his kids with drugs and stuff like that, and with some KKK group involved with some KKK themed rape threats. You know what I mean? So I want to deal with facts in sequence, but no one will respond. And they blocked me from communicating. Well, with too many people. They messed up my business. I can't even do boxing too because, first of all, I was an independent fighter as an amateur. I still didn't even turn pro because I all these gyms are with the rackets with the interbranch cliques from my town. Had nothing to do with boxing except for being little rat holes in the corners. Well, like Mike Pandolf with some Bloomfield gym with CCSU, you know. So I don't know. We're gonna have to discipline the Wethersfield police.